Today, we celebrate Diwali or Deepavali, a festival of lights celebrated around the world by Hindus as well as Jains and Sikhs and some Buddhists and Muslims as well. It is a time of celebration, a time of remembrance, commemoration, and commitment to truth over untruth, life over death, liberation over bondage, peace over violence, and love over hate. In this spirit, we gather. In this spirit, we begin. So, Diwali is, as I said, a festival of lights. And so the theme of lights and flames will be woven throughout our service. And so before we light our chalice and our diyas, I invite you to join me in singing our opening hymn, Rise Up, O Flame. It's number 362 in your hymnals. Rise up, O flame, by thy light glowing, show to us beauty, vision, and joy. Again. Rise up, O flame, by thy light glowing, show to us beauty, vision, and joy. Kasturi Viragahavan to light our chalice this morning.
We light this chalice We light this chalice for the warmth of love, the light of truth, and the energy of service.
During Diwali, one of the main practices is to light diyas, which are lamps. And so now I invite our worship leaders to light our diyas, which symbolize enlightenment, finally overcoming darkness. That brightness that they create symbolizes the light and the human heart, urging people to seek wisdom and banish ignorance. In Hinduism, light is synonymous with knowledge and wisdom. By lighting a diya, we seek enlightenment and guidance on our spiritual journeys. It serves as a reminder to pursue truth, righteousness, and inner peace. And in times of adversity, lighting diyas symbolizes hope and resilience. They serve as a beacon of light amidst darkness, reminding us to remain steadfast in our faith and to believe in the eventual triumph of good over evil. And I offer these words from UU minister Abi Janamanchi. May the light of love and devotion shine brightly in our hearts. May the light of understanding shine in our minds. May the light of freedom glow in our homes. May the light of service shine forth ceaselessly from our hands. And now I invite you to join me again in singing Rise Up, O Flame. This time we'll sing it one time through, and then we're going to break into rounds. So yeah, please rise in body or spirit. So I think so we're going to do 3 rounds. So we're actually going to split this round here, and then there, and then a third round led by Mary. So again, we'll sing it together once, and then we'll break into rounds and do that 3 times through. And now I shouldn't have had you be seated. I invite you to rise again in body or in spirit, as you are willing, to join in saying our affirmation together, which we say first in English and then in Spanish to acknowledge the many different languages spoken in this community and beyond, the many languages of the heart. Love is the doctrine of this church, the quest of truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek truth in freedom, to serve humankind in fellowship, to the end that all souls may grow into harmony with the divine. This we covenant with one another. El amor es la doctrina de esta iglesia. La búsqueda de la verdad es su sacramento y el servicio es su oración. Habitar juntos en paz, buscar la verdad con libertad y servir a la humanidad juntos con el fin de que todas las almas puedan crecer en armonía con lo divino. Esto es lo que tratamos unos con otros.
We light this candle in recognition of the Tamian and Muwekma Ohlone indigenous peoples, who were the first humans to inhabit and sustain this land thousands of years before settler colonizers arrived. We honor the resilience of these indigenous peoples in the face of devastating harm. and we lift up the resilience of their neighboring tribe to the south, the Amamutsan tribal band, with whom we are now working to preserve their sacred land of Juristock and to ensure that their culture continues to thrive. Good morning. My name is Ram Kakarala. I'm a worship associate here at First Unitarian Church. I'll offer a short visual description. I'm a 60-year-old bald Indian man with a gray beard, with glasses. I would like to welcome everyone here to our Diwali service. Happy Diwali. Deepavali Subhakankshalu in Telugu. Whether you're new or visiting or have been here for many years like me, we hope you'll stay after the service and have tea and Indian sweets in Harry Porter Hall. And we hope that you find our welcome deep and inclusive. The Unitarian religion believes that every being is sacred, and we all have inherent worth and dignity and a right to flourish. We welcome you no matter whom you love. We welcome your whole self. Gender diversity is sacred to us. So we are glad you're here.
So now we have our story for all ages this morning. So I want to invite those who are young or young at heart to join me down here on the floor. Our story this morning is called The Light Within You, and it's written by Namita Mehra and illustrated by Kamala Nair. The story about Diwali. Dia was ready. She was going to visit her grandma in India for Diwali, the festival of lights. Now, Dia hadn't seen Nani in a long time, not since they moved from India. Now, Dia's family had moved again to another city, to another school. Her classmates didn't know much about Diwali and wondered why she was going away for 3 whole weeks. Dia missed India. She missed Nani. Nani was her best friend in the whole world. Why did she have to live so far away? Dia had done the math. It was 7,850 miles to get to India, a 24-hour journey. 1 whole day. After two cars, 2 planes, and a rickshaw ride, they were finally here at Nani's. Dia saw a flash of gold and then ding, ding, ding. Nani emerged, waving a prayer bell. Welcome home. Nani's house was filled with old photos. Dia ran her hands over the frames. Time to make new memories, Nani said. Let's go shopping, chalo. Here, with Nani, everything felt familiar, warm, and comforting. Dia wished she could stay here forever. At the bazaar, Dia marveled at the displays. Nani beamed and bargained. Your granddaughter is here, everyone said. She looks just like you. In Dia's new town, no one looked like her. Time to make Diwali sweets, Nani said. In the kitchen, Dia's taste buds tingled at the smell of ghee, the sizzle of sweet jalebi, and a snowstorm of coconut laddus. Nani showed Dia how to roll the laddus, while Dia told her all about her new school. Making new friends can be hard, Nani said. Maybe I should make some laddus for my classmates, Dia thought. You know, when things are tough on the outside, it helps to brighten your light on the inside. I looked surprised. There's a light inside me? We all have an inner light, Dia. When you believe in yourself, your light shines bright and darkness fades away. Dia watched the city sparkle. Rainbow-colored rangoli, brightened wide open doors, waiting to welcome aunties and uncles, friends and neighbors, and perhaps even a goddess or two. Dia admired Nani's saris in rich silks and satins. She twirled in a lehenga made just for her. And together they sparkled in sequins, pink and gold, beautiful bindis, and jingle-jangle bangles. My classmates might like some bangles, Dia thought. Hundreds of diyas lit up the night. Happy Diwali! Namaste! Come in! Guests arrived in their newest and best, bright, beaming, and radiant. Dia, you've grown so much, they said, making a dash for Nani's coconut laddus. When the sun sank low, Nani led Dia outside. And now, light of my life, you have the most important job. Dia was ready. Together with Nani, Dia carefully lit little Diwali lamps, shining diyas, just like my Dia, Nani said. Friends and family and food filled Nani's garden. Fireworks fizzled in the late evening sky. Dia, you and I are like these sparklers, Nani said as their sparklers touched. We share a special connection and light each other up. Dia felt her inner light brighten. It was the kind of night where everything felt right. But soon, the laughter-filled evening ended with 100 goodbyes, and just like that, Diwali was over. An unsettling silence sneaked up on Dia. Soon she would have to say goodbye to Nani, and this place that felt like home. Dia felt her light dim. Nani sat with Dia. Even on this moonless night, the diyas bring light into our world and show us the way. But they'll be gone tomorrow, Nani. Diwali is more than a festival, Nani said. It's the light within you. Your inner light is your special spark. It will bring you joy and brighten the world around you too. Nani had saved one last gift for Dia, a box of diyas. Diyas for my Dia, Nani said, hugging her tight. Bravely spread love and light wherever you go in the world. Dia glowed. Dia was ready. And that's part of what we can do as Unitarian Universalists is bring our light, is pay attention to our light and bring our light out into the world to make a difference, to brighten up the world and to really make a difference. And so that is part of what I love about being a Unitarian Universalist. is that we also have, the nice connection with diyas and chalice lightings of shining that light is something we all share together. And so now, I'd like you to join me as we sing our children out to their religious education classrooms. We sing "Go Now in Peace." So today is a special day in the life of our congregation, not just in celebrating Diwali, because today we are welcoming new members of this congregation. And so I want to invite Madeline Morrow, who serves as membership co-chair with Connie Hall, to help in leading this recognition. Now, some signed the membership book this morning, and some signed the book earlier this year, but we are recognizing them this morning because they were not able to be here for our last new member welcome. Now, this particular ceremony is noteworthy because it's the first time we are welcoming new members who have signed the book virtually because they live out of state, but have nevertheless found community here.
I invite Patrick Kananj, Janine Corneliuson, Bob and Carol Ruskowski to please come forward. And can we bring Donna Koik and Chris Young up on Zoom? This is a day of celebration for all of us as we honor your commitment to become members of the First Unitarian Church of San Jose. You have each signed the membership book and have today come before us to be honored and welcomed into this religious community. It is a joy to welcome each of you today.
Now, becoming a member of this congregation is an important step, but it's only a step. I encourage you to grow in your religious life and to explore. As you journey alongside us, I ask that you share with us your unique gifts, your creative thoughts, your questions, your doubts, and the values that you hold most dear. I invite you to shake us up with your honest thinking, to stir us with your conscience, and to stimulate our hopes with your dreams. Now, this morning we have a ritual to symbolically mark your joining today. So we have these jars of colored sand, you may notice, which are of all sorts of rainbow shade, I think as appropriate. And so we invite you to pour colored sand into this vessel. You can pick 1 or 2 or 3 colors that to you represent something of yourself and what you bring to this community. And all these colors of sand will layer together, each distinct yet joined together. A representation of the fact that we create here something more beautiful and vibrant than we would alone. And so I invite you we have a funnel. And so Patrick, if you want to go first and pick a few colors, 1 to 3. And
we also offer gifts as a symbol of the congregation's commitment to you, just as signing the book shows your commitment to the congregation. We have chalice pins or a Unitarian Universalist pocket guide.
Great. Go ahead. Welcome. You can pour more than that.
That screen, which rhymes with my name, Janine.
All right.
Thank you so much. Can I give you a hug? Yes.
Oh, that's good.
Thank you so much.
And Donna and Chris have also shared what they have asked. Donna asked for yellow sand and Chris to pour green sand, so I'll do that for them. And a pocket guide for Chris and a chalice pin for Donna, which we will send to them in Wisconsin. And there's also more information about our newest members on the back of the smaller half-sheet handout, which we will get to in just a second.
It's taken 60 years to do it.
Great.
And these are the gifts for Donna and Chris, which we will send to them.
And so we'll add more to this and fill this up probably and then cork it at the end when we do our next one.
And now we will say our promises to each other out loud. The words are in the handout that we received in the sanctuary and on the screen, and our new members get to start.
We enter this faith with hope and possibility.
Pledging to participate and support the ministries of this church.
We covenant to remain true to the spirit of love that flows through this church and guides us. We seek your welcome as we join you in this faith.
And now, we seek to be open and inclusive, respecting your inherent dignity, your ideas and vision, in times when it is easy and in times when it is difficult. We seek to be supportive, not only when you reach out to us, but also when you need us to reach out to you. In return, we ask that you recognize our humanity. We will not always live up to our ideals. And when we fall short, we invite you to stay in relationship with us and help us more fully bring alive the spirit of love. we welcome you as an equal member of this congregation, of this faith, and of our shared spiritual journey.
And all together,
May we be a blessing to one another and the world always.
let's give a round of applause. I don't know if you can see Chris and Donna, but we have people waving at you.
My name is Sundar Mudupalli, and I've been attending the First Unitarian Church for over 30 years and have been participating in Diwali celebrations for over 10 years. If you're new here, I hope you feel welcome. Please stay after the service to connect with us in Harry Potter Hall. There are some Diwali sweets as well. I present a reflection nearly every year, and you might just be wondering, does he just dust off the old speech and just redeliver it and see if we notice? I actually don't really know. I don't read the old reflection once I've delivered it, and certainly not before writing this one, because I want to say something fresh and different. So if I'm repeating something, maybe it is meant to be repeated. So just keep that in mind. Actually, personally, my family, my small nuclear family, we're not celebrating Diwali this year because in the Hindu tradition, Okay. Okay. All right. In the Hindu tradition, when a family member passes, my mom passed away in April, you don't celebrate festivals until the first anniversary, so which will be like next April. So we're not celebrating Diwali, but that doesn't prevent us from joining other people in celebrating the festival. The Diwali festival celebrates the victory of Lord Rama over Ravana, the 10-headed demon king, the story of which is told in the Ramayana. Prince Rama is the heir apparent to the kingdom of Kosala. But his father, King Dasaratha, had given his third queen, Kaikeyi, 2 boons because she nursed him back to health after a battlefield injury. And as Dasaratha was busy preparing to crown Rama the king, Kaikeyi asked Dasaratha to send Rama into exile for 14 years and to appoint her son, Bharata, as a king in Rama's place. Dasaratha is heartbroken, but follows through on his promises and does as Kaikeyi requests. So Rama goes into exile in the forest. In Sanskrit, it's called Vanavasam, or living in the forest, along with his wife Sita and his brother Lakshmana. While in the forest, Sita is kidnapped by Lord Ravana, the demon king, who wants to marry her. Rama is in the forest for a long time, many years, and finally organizes an army of monkeys to travel to Lanka, where Ravana rules, and defeats him in battle. Rama returns to the capital victorious after the end of his exile. There is much joy and rejoicing and celebration as Rama is crowned as the king of Kosala. So Diwali is really a celebration of Rama's return and the victory of good over evil, or light over darkness, as the Reverend pointed out. Seasonally, Diwali falls near the end of the autumn harvest, both in the north and in the south India, which have different schedules. But it's a great time to celebrate good fortune. I went to school and I have a master's degree, so I believe in science and don't believe in the literal story of the Ramayana. I know that monkeys can't fly or be part of an invading army. But Ramayana is also a myth in that it likely did not happen in the way it's told. But I believe in the truths embedded in these myths and in Ramayana. Believing the story of Sri Rama and incorporating it as part of my spiritual practice helps me deal with life better. I mean, that's why I come to church, so that I can lead my life better. I hope that happens for you too. But how does that translate? Well, like many of you, I'm very concerned about the election. Over the last several months, a group of us from this church wrote letters to people, some of whom are sitting here today, and some of whom have soldiered on and actually are in Phoenix, I believe, canvassing the vote. Thank you for that. So we wrote letters to people in different swing states, urging them to vote in this election as a part of the UU the Vote effort. Between us, I counted, we probably mailed many thousands of letters. There are some, prolific writers amongst us. I did this because I believe the wrong choice could put the whole nation at risk. Amazingly, a large number of people support the opposing candidate, and the election could go either way. And how do I deal with this? The story of Ramayana is the story of is about the victory of light over darkness. However, that is at the end of the epic, after Rama has suffered greatly. Remember, just as he was about to be crowned the king, Rama was unjustly exiled to the forest for 14 years. And the forest was not exactly a safe place. There, Rama had to build a home for himself, his wife, and his brother. They had to gather and prepare food and live off the land. And his wife Sita was kidnapped by Ravana. Rama had to build an army with monkeys to fight Ravana and rescue Sita. So as I anxiously await the results of the election, I have to ask myself, am I in that part of the story where Rama is about to defeat Ravana, which is what I hope we are, right? As a victory of light over darkness. Or am I in that part of the story where Rama is exiled to the forest to suffer for 14 years? I don't know. What I do know, and what the story of the Ramayana teaches me, is that no matter what the injustice is, Rama was always just. Rama did not take up arms against his own brother, who was ruling the kingdom while he was in exile. And when Ravana kidnapped Sita, Rama sent many emissaries requesting Ravana release Sita. Only after all peaceful means were exhausted did Rama wage war against Ravana to rescue Sita. So no matter what happens in the weeks ahead, I will stay focused on a peaceful resolution until there is no choice. So I ask of you to support me in that process and remind me about that. Thank you.
We're going to sing our next hymn. It's Raghupati, which is a beloved tune in India that was many centuries old, yet was adapted and popularized by Mahatma Gandhi, who would sing it every morning. And so, and he included added some additional verses, which is what we're singing today. that also invoke Islam as an idea that Hindus and Muslims could coexist. And this is a song that about, I think, bringing more peace and justice and really and calling out to Rama in the lyrics. And so today we have Amanda Sullivan to help us, to help lead us in singing the song. And we'll start with the chorus, which we sing twice, and then each verse is sung twice with a chorus in between each of the verses. And I invite you to rise in body or in spirit.
Raghupati Raghava Raja Rampati Tava Sitaram Sarvati Raghava Raja Rampati Tava Sitaram Sitaram Jai Sitaram Patita Baba Sitaram Sitaram Jai Sitaram Patita Baba Sitaram Raghupati Raghava Raja Rampati Baba Sitaram Raghupati Raghava Raja Rampati Baba Sitaram Iswara Terera Sabda Sarvati De Bhagwan Iswara Terera Sabda Sarvati De Bhagwan Raghupati Raghava Raja Rampati Baba Sitaram Raghupati Raghava Raja Rampati Baba Sitaram Sitaram Jai Sitaram Patita Baba Sitaram Sitaram Jai Sitaram Patita Baba Sitaram Raghupati Raghava Raja Rampati Baba Sitaram.
And now we take time in our service to lift up those joys and sorrows that are on our hearts this morning. As we do, I invite you to come forward and light one of these candles of caring, to light from here and then place. And then I invite you to come forward, and if you feel like sharing, share your name and what it is on your heart that you would like lifted up, shared into this community this morning. I invite you to be brief. I light one last candle for that which hasn't been shared, but which we hold in the silent sanctuary of our hearts. I now invite you to join me in a spirit of meditation or prayer. Amidst all of the many things going on, I know in our lives, joys and sorrows, I know so many of us are also concerned about the upcoming election. I offer you this prayer adapted from the Reverend Sarah Lawal. Spirit of life and love and light, in this time of uncertainty, of fear and angst, our nation holds its collective breath. In this time when rhetoric blusters about and words are used as weapons, our nation clenches its fist, tightens its shoulders, eyes squeezed shut. Some are preparing for a fight. May we remember we are a people of resilience. We have faced uncertainty before. We have weathered storms. We have navigated the darkness and found once again the light. And we will again. We, the people. May we remember our shared humanity, our universal kinship, our interdependence, as we unclench our fists and breathe together. Breathing in love and breathing out peace. May we recognize the spark of the divine inside all of us, even those we are not quite sure about. In this time of uncertainty, we remember the good will go on. As we work to move forward together, we, the people, seeking that which unites us, with our arms reaching out wide for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. May love prevail. In the name of all that is holy, we pray. Amen. Blessed be. Shanti.
In the midst of pain, I choose love. In the midst of pain, sorrow falling down like rain, I'll await the sun again. I choose love. I choose love.
I would like to invite the worship host to come forward to help receive the offering.
From last week. And so if you want, which I think works perfectly because it's two different festivals celebrating, through light and beautiful colors and shared marigolds as a motif. But if you want to collect, if you left something on the altar, I'd invite you to collect it and take it home with you. Also, coming up in 2 weeks, on the 17th is our church auction. And so you can start bidding online on the online auctions at sanjoseuu.org/auction2024. I think there's a slide for that. There's lots of great offerings. There's services and items for offer, as well as many events like some wonderful meals and adventures. So I invite you to check it out. We'll also be so there's an online auction that goes now, and then the live auction will be after the service on the 17th. And then this coming Wednesday, the day after the election, myself and the pastoral associates are holding space for people. I know a lot of people are holding, as I said, the election on our hearts and worried about the outcome. And so whatever the outcome, which we may not know on Wednesday, we're going to be holding space from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., just kind of a drop-in space where you can come by, engage in a spiritual practice, to chat with one of us. There's also a couple times on Zoom from 11:30 to 1, and then 5 to 6 where you can join on Zoom for a similar kind of drop-in. And then we'll be having a vigil with songs and silence and prayer, just kind of a grounding at 7 o'clock here in the sanctuary. And you'll be able to join as well on Zoom using our regular worship link. And so if that's something that would be meaningful to you, I would hope to see you there. And please, it's not just, I offered one of these 8 years ago, serving at my previous congregation, and there were half the people were not from my own congregation. And so, if you have friends who you think might be interested in attending, please invite them. It will be a welcoming and inclusive space.
We thank you for your generosity in helping sustain the ministries of this church. My name again is Ram Kakarala, worship associate, pronouns he, him. I've been taking part in the Diwali service like Sundar for many years. One thing that's different this year is I get to stand in front of this amazing ofrenda. And I thought Indians had the best colors, but another thing that's happened over the years is I've become more soft-spoken. I don't know what's going on, but if you can't hear me, just, or say, huh? Earlier this year, I was in Milan, Italy for vacation. As I walked around the city exploring, two men approached. The older man said something in Hindi, a language that I recognize but don't speak. He saw my blank expression. Urdu, which I also don't speak. He switched to English. Are you from India? We are from Pakistan. We walked here from Greece. How do we apply for asylum? The police don't help. I'm stunned. To walk from Greece? How is that? How does someone do that? I'm always amazed when I hear of migrants traveling huge distances, rickety boats through jungles and deserts. But never mind all that. The man had asked how to apply for asylum. I said, sorry, I don't know. I'm a tourist. The men were disappointed and walked away. Wish you the best, I said after them, trying to offer something, anything positive. The older man looked back and said, for an immigrant, the best is not good. I'm crushed. Back at the hotel, I realized I could have just Googled the answer on my phone. The answer for asylum, by the way, is to ask the border police, who were at the train station just 10 minutes walk from where I had talked to them. But they're long gone. 6 months later, his words stick with me. For an immigrant, the best is not good. I understand why he said that. I'm an immigrant too, but my experience has been very different. Why? Immigration policy distinguishes between skilled and unskilled immigrants. I'd like to use the terms valued versus not valued, because they may have skills, they just aren't valued. You know, one reason we light lamps for Diwali is that the lamps light the way to welcome Rama home after 14 years of exile. Rama is heir to the throne. He is valued. Some immigrants are welcomed. Others travel through Greece or the Sonoran Desert. It may be only the light of the night sky to guide their way. A bit about me. I've emigrated 3 times in my life. From India to the US, from US to New Zealand, and US to Singapore. Each time, either I, or when I was a kid, my dad, was valued. We were welcomed in because we were young and college educated. But every country I've lived in actually has a labor shortage, for which the required workers are not valued. New Zealand has a housing shortage because there are not enough laborers to build the houses. Singapore needs an army of migrant workers on temporary visas. Here in the US, we need construction workers, we need truck drivers, farm workers, and many others. I find it ironic that valued immigrants like me rely so much on the labor of undervalued immigrants. Why am I valued and the two men I met in Milan are not? Can I really add more to the economy than people who have the determination, the courage, and the strength to walk from Greece to Italy? I'm not sure. But should value even be the way we think about immigrants? Because all that seems to lead to is dehumanization. Our UU values teach us that we are all sacred beings and that every person is inherently worthy and has a right to flourish. So I like lamps for Diwali because the thing about lamps is they don't shine only for certain people. They just shine. Although the lamps may be lit for Rama, anyone traveling on the same path can follow their light. This is a message I find in Diwali. Light the lamps, they shine for everyone.
In singing our closing hymn, there are numerous strings. The words and music are written by Rabindranath Tagore, who was a Bengali poet and really multi-hyphenate person who did so much, statesman. And so for this, John's gonna teach you the refrain. So we're just gonna sing the refrain, and John will sing the verses.
So the refrain, it's really just very lovely, very concise. I'm going to just start singing it through, pick up as you can. I'm going to sing it through a few times, just to kind of get it into our consciousness. Then we'll stop for a moment, we'll get the intro from Dai Sai, and we'll take it all the way through, and you just have to offer up that beautiful refrain, and I'll take the rest of the mileage for you. The refrain is, there are numerous strings in your lute. Let me add my own among them. Here it is again. There are numerous strings in your lute. Let me add my own among. One more time. There are numerous strings in your lute. Let me add my own among them. Here we go. There are numerous strings in your lute.
As our service comes to a close, I invite you to rise in body or in spirit and to join hands or touch elbows, touch a shoulder, make some sort of connection as you feel comfortable. The words I offer as our benediction are a translation of two Shanti mantras, words that are often spoken at either the beginning or the end of religious observances. And each Shanti mantra always ends with the sacred syllable Om and three utterances of the word Shanti, which means peace. The reason for the three utterances is regarded to be the removal of obstacles of three types: removal of physical obstacles, the removal of spiritual obstacles, and the internal obstacles. And so we'll do that. I'll invite you to join with me at the end on that. May all be protected. May all be nourished. May we work together with great energy. May our study be enlightening. May there be no animosity. May all be happy. May all be healthy. May all experience the good. May no one suffer. Peace, peace, peace. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. You want to come by the doors, or? Oh, that was wonderful. Thank you. Yeah. I don't know, maybe I'm used